What's up, guys? Welcome to Southern Hike. I'm Taylor, and today we're talking about trekking poles, and you're like, oh my God, Taylor, are you gonna do another talking head video? Are you ever actually going on the trail? Guys, I promise we do backpack, okay? It's just been a busy couple months. We do have trips lined up, and some of those actually don't get filmed, so I promise we're on the trail. And to go with that, this is one of the reasons why you never see me use trekking poles. When I do trips, when I'm actually filming, I do not carry my trekking poles. I did on one trip where we'll be crossing a lot of creeks. For the most part, anytime I'm actually gonna film a trip, I don't carry my trekking poles because it's kind of hard to manage a camera and a gorilla pod and also use trekking poles. But I am a fan of trekking poles. So what are trekking poles? Let's get into that first. So trekking poles are basically a way to help guide you when you're on the trail, if you're going up some rough terrain or down terrain, especially for me personally. Kind of help strengthen you, kind of take the weight off your legs, your knees especially, and just be able to manage as you're going up and down the trail, you know, and have a more secure way of being able to, I guess, commute is the best way to put it. Not everybody uses them. I have been on the trail with tons of people that don't use them, but I've also been on the trail with tons of people that do. A lot of times when you see pictures, especially of hikers or backpackers, you always see them carrying trekking poles, so it's a very much a native thing to hikers and backpackers. I do love them. They're very useful, especially like I just said, my knees very much need them when I'm going descending, especially down a lot of rocks and stuff. My knees don't take it well, probably from all the running I've been doing over the years, but I do like them when I can. So they're also good for when you're crossing over. I know a lot of times when I've been in the Smokies, there's a lot of creeks that don't have bridges and it's very cold out and I don't want to actually get my feet wet, so I've used trekking poles so I can kind of jump over rocks and traverse those areas. And the poles, I just go ahead and stick them down in the water and make it easier to be able to cross those areas and not get my feet wet. So that is one of the benefits I have found from them. So another thing is to just to go along with it, is to make sure. I found that one of the common reasons why people don't use them is because of improper use of them. So one of the things is that having them at the right height. So you always want to kind of keep them at a way where you're basically at a 90 with your elbow, and then they're at the in front of you, and then it's your forearms are parallel to the ground. So you always want to make sure you size them at that height and be able to get them most acclimated for you, especially at whatever height you're at. So as I've demonstrated in this video, make sure you do that too, and make sure you get a set that just does you well. You know, there's a lot of heavy sets, there's a lot of light sets. They're made of aluminum, they're made of carbon. There's other materials out there too, and there's a lot of different manufacturers that make them. I know people like REI have their own brand. Cascade Mountain Tech is one of the most popular. It's what I use. I'll definitely pull mine out in just a second, but there's other brands out there like Black Diamond. I know the Gossman Gear has a pair too that are very popular, but you can definitely scout around for the best for you. You also have cork grips, you have like plastic grips more, or some kind of cushiony grip or rubber grips. There's different styles. There's also ones that like have a twist on it to tighten them as you lengthen them, and there's also one that have crimps like mine do. And then so you got different styles, and there's also some out there that are just full length trekking poles. You can't break them down. I really like to have ones that break down because I can easily fit them on my backpack. So you kind of just have to find what the best preference is for you and see what you really enjoy when you're out there, and if you even want it. If you're new to them, I would definitely try a cheaper pair out first. These right here are the Cascade Mountain Tech. This is their carbon pair here. You can easily get these on Amazon. I will link them below. We have an affiliate link. I have no any way of sponsorship with them, but these are my third pair of these. I have gone through them pretty quickly. These are actually close to brand new. I just got these not long ago. These have the cork grips on them. These are the carbon fiber ones. They also make aluminum ones. I think they're like less than 30 bucks, and I think these are a little over 40. Now you're gonna go out there and check them out, and maybe if you've already looked at them, you notice there is some that go from up to hundreds of dollars. Me personally, I don't see the reason spending that much money. I know there's some really good ones out there that you pay more for, but honestly, I just don't understand why I'd spend more on them when these have done pretty well for me. These here do come with different bottoms. They come for like a mud and snow basket, and then you got boots on them. I still have the boots for these, and once the boots wear out, I'll just basically take them off, where you got the metal stud on the bottom. Keep using them until the bottoms just basically wear out. You can go a pretty good distance with them based on how you hike, but trekking poles are a very useful tool for backpacking, especially when you're carrying a lot of weight, to keep you balanced more than anything, and also just to manage to keep that weight, all that weight off your legs if you can, you know, especially when you're moving around, and also even catch yourself from tripping. They're just a useful tool. Now again, you do not have to have these to be a backpacker or hiker. You hike your own hike for sure, and that they're just something that's been around for a long time, very useful. And if you're watching this video because you've never used them before and you're curious about getting some, try some out. Get something like these. They're really cheap. Honestly, I don't know of anything that you can get for your bang for your buck. As far as these Cascade ones, they've done really well for me, and they're super cheap. And if you get them and you don't like them, send them back or find somebody else you know that might be able to use them. They're just a more affordable option, especially if you're new to get some. I've been using them for years. I still use these. I just haven't spent the money on any others because honestly, for what I get out of these, it's just not worth it to spend more. And I know a lot of other people that use these. Guys, I hope this was a good intro for trekking poles. Make sure to comment below if you have any more questions. I'll be glad to answer them. And if you already use some, comment which ones you use below and what work well for you. I'm always interested to learn about others and how their trekking poles have done well for them. Me personally, I do love them. You don't see them in our videos a lot, like I said, because I do not carry them most of the time when we video. I do have a trip coming up soon where I'm probably going to carry it anyways, even though I'm going to film that trip because we've got to cross a lot of river crossings. This is just, even if I just carry one trekking pole, which a lot of people actually do. You see that a lot, especially in the YouTube community, people that carry just one pole. In this case, I will be carrying one myself because I still need one for stability, even though I'll be carrying my camera most of the time. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here, we're Southern Hike. We do tips, tricks, tutorials, and we actually video us backpacking. And anytime we travel and get on the trail, we love to backpack, that's for sure. Especially ready for the fall again to come around because it's already been in the 90s into the 100s here in Georgia. And I'm ready for the fall already, even though the summer just got here. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like it. We really appreciate it. And this is the one way you can really support us, and we greatly appreciate it again. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you next week.